Welcome to the Dan Casper Show podcast, your chance to catch the full show anytime, anywhere. If you missed it live on the radio, no worries. We've got you covered with all the sports talk, opinions, interviews, and conversations from the show. From the Packers to the Brewers to the biggest stories in sports and around Wisconsin, it's all right here. This is the Dan Casper Show podcast. Final hour kicking off right now this morning on this Monday morning. Thanks for hanging out with us, no matter where you've been listening to us or how you've been listening to us. We've got plenty of baseball talk coming your way in this final hour. We'll get back to some of your comments and texts and all those fun messages, but we kick off this next hour like we normally do in the summer, chatting with our good friends from the Eau Claire Express. And joining us, I should say, the text I got from Craig Toyson this morning, the GOAT, Dale Varsho will be joining you today. So, Craig calling him the GOAT. What's up? I'd call you the GOAT, too. How you doing, man?
I don't think I'm the GOAT.
Yeah. Well, man, another season underway here for you. Still a long ways to go, but you've played a lot of baseball here, too. How's everything going so far?
A lot of baseball, a lot of travel already.
Yeah.
We came off a really long road trip from Duluth to Dickinson, North Dakota to Wilmer, and put in about probably 20 some hours on the bus.
Yeah.
So good bonding time.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I think is well needed, but not such a long trip probably.
Right.
But overall, I mean, guys are coming in, guys are healthy, staying healthy. So it's been fun.
Mm-hmm. What's probably the question everybody kind of gives you right away? Are there still players coming, or do you pretty much have your full roster right now at this point? I know College World Series is going on and that, so are you still waiting on a couple players, or do you pretty much have everybody in here?
Got a pitcher from Ole Miss that just got eliminated last night. Mm-hmm. We have a Cal Poly kid showing up the 18th. We have Stanford kid showing up the 18th. Yeah, mm-hmm. 2 Stanford kids showed up a couple days ago. But so, no, it should be full swing within a week. Mm-hmm. So we should be, have depth, have people have full rest, because even though we have 30 players on the roster and 30 or 35, they still need rest, and they still need to go lift, and they still need to get bigger and stronger to go back to school. So it's kind of nice that they get some rest time while they play too. So
I know.
It's kind of nice.
Oh, sorry. I know maybe he wasn't part of a long term, but I mean, if you got a guy that's hitting 500 right now, I mean, and he might have the last name of Varsho too. You might have had other roles for him later on for the Express, but how do you not keep this kid in the lineup? I mean, how cool is it to see CJ playing as well as he is right now? Yeah,
CJ's fun. I mean, he puts everything in perspective for the other players. Mm-hmm. Born and raised in the stands. Mm-hmm. Nothing phases him. And he just keeps putting the ball in play, hitting the ball in the barrel. Mm-hmm. Out of, I think, 45 at-bats or 50 at-bats, he's popped up 1 time. Mm. He has walked 10 times, only struck out 4. His on-base percentage leads the league, too. So he's done everything, what he's capable of doing, of putting the ball in play, hitting the barrel, and just making things happen. Mm-hmm. But he tells players to take it easy, relax. I mean, some of these players have never played in front of 500 fans. 1,000 fans, 1,300 fans. Go to Madison, there's 4,000 fans. I mean, they get nervous really fast. Mm-hmm. CJ doesn't seem to get nervous at all, and that makes him pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. How is it? I mean, is it difficult for you at times, dad hat, manager hats, when it comes to him, or is it pretty natural for you two because of your guys' relationship?
I'm not nervous for CJ at all. Mm-hmm. I know what I get out of him. Mm-hmm. Last night was funny, and he's such a smart player. Last night he was just kind of throwing the ball in for the last 2 games against Thunder Bay, and he's got a really good arm when he wants it, and he threw a guy out at second trying to stretch a single into a double. Mm. So he's just a really smart player that's just fun to be around, and again, he just kind of takes everything in phase, but he's also a great teammate too. Mm-hmm. So he's just, he just does his thing. He doesn't overswing, just tries to get the barrel of the ball, and things are happening for him. Mm-hmm. Lined out yesterday, could have got 2. He went 1 for 4 yesterday, but could have been 2 for 4 really easy. Mm-hmm. So I mean, there's just times where he just keeps on putting the ball in play and makes things happen, and he's just fun to be around.
Yeah. The whole team, how would you say is, you mentioned, you had the early road trip for bonding and such. Now that we're a couple weeks into the season, how is the personality? How would you describe the personality of your ball club? Because I think that's one thing we've heard a lot over the last few years. It's a fun-loving group, and is that kind of the same thing that you're
I think so. I think the bonding is the most important thing of being successful on the field. Win, lose, but being competitive is all about, razzing each other a little bit. We all play sports. I mean, if you don't have fun at the field or fun in the court or whatever it is, it's not fun for anybody.
Right.
So hopefully they enjoy what we're doing and accomplishing, and it's a laid back atmosphere. Hopefully they enjoy the fans, enjoy the kids that come to the game. That's what it's all about. It's all about. Doesn't matter if you go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts; they're still going to want your autograph.
Yeah.
So be cordial. And do things that are going to help out young kids that want to stay and play baseball.
Different this year, too, at Carson Park. Yeah, what's it been like with the new dugout? It's like everybody's been in there, too. I mean, not, in the past, you used to have the pitchers kind of by the bullpen,
right?
But now everybody's in the dugout.
Dugouts are amazing.
Yeah.
City of Eau Claire did a bang-up job. I mean, everyone fits. Everyone fits easy. I'll be honest with you. I have so much room down there that I can talk to players now and talk over things of why we can't do this or why we can do this. It's just been amazing. They've been such good dugouts. It's crazy. Big league dugouts, big league feel. I know the stands are a little awkward of trying to see over the top of them. So we did lose the line of sight, but overall, they're phenomenal for the players, and safety is the number one factor, and it definitely does that for us too.
Yeah, I mean, Vic doesn't have to yell down to the bullpen anymore, right?
No, and Vic probably should still use his walkie-talkies, but no, Vic is like right next to the bullpen. It's been pretty easy for him too, so it's been fun.
So I mean, another year with Vic and on the staff. I mean, how much is it just kind of where you pick up after every year? I mean, it's just
nothing really changes.
Yeah.
I know what he's thinking. He knows what I'm thinking. I don't have any worries of what he's doing. He communicates with the pitchers so well. He tries to help out the pitchers. I wish they would listen to him more. But this era, you don't know. I mean, some players just have their way of thinking and the only way of thinking rather than searching and listening and learning. But it's been fun. It's been something that Vic really enjoys, being around those players, and I enjoy having him around.
I think we've talked about it in the past and such too, but I mean, especially in college, a lot of stuff has changed over the last few years, and more maybe for like pitcher wise. I mean, how difficult is it for you and Vic sometimes when it comes to pitch counts, and or do teams kind of follow that more? Is it more of a player that maybe kind of pays attention to that more? Because I mean, we got transfer portals, right? We got all this. Is that something now that players are dealing with, and it kind of inadvertently you're kind of dealing with too, because players are trying to decide maybe where they want to go? I mean, just how much has that changed over the last few years?
Yeah, transfer portal is tough, not just in baseball, but in college alone. I would probably assume football is probably the worst, just because you have so many players versus everybody else. But baseball, it's hard. I mean, we have about 12 people in the transfer portal right now. Everybody wants the NIL money. Everyone wants, if there's other money out there. They're almost like free agents now. So it's hard. Talk about pitch limits. I have a guy right now that just signed. That's a pitcher of ours that told me that he's hopefully going to have a pitch limit rather than innings limit. Rather than a pitch limit. So innings I can deal with, especially if they give me something to play with, like 25 to 30 innings. But it's the ones that say I only got 5 innings left, and it happens really fast.
Yeah.
So. That's what kind of diminishes the team really fast too. But overall, we haven't had that yet. We've had, our biggest guy that right now in the transfer portal is probably Brock Adamson, who's the lefty that throws 95, 96, that throws strikes, that is just a really good kid. He hasn't signed yet, but when he does sign with somebody, I'm hoping that they leave him here because he didn't pitch very much all year. So that's kind of like the goal of talking to everybody. I mean, I have no problem helping everybody getting seen, getting on the mound. If they want to start, they can start and get seen by more colleges if they're so-called free agency transfer portal. But again, help me back out too.
Right.
You got to stay here because I gave you that opportunity for people to see you. It'd be nice if you just reciprocated and just stayed on the team.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've gotten a lot of games here. You mentioned the road trip a little bit earlier, but now you're kind of back at the friendly confines of Carson Park here for a little bit, get to sleep in your own bed and such. And now you got lacrosse coming to town. Lacrosse off to a good start this season too, which, I don't know if you view it as a rivalry. I think it's maybe a lot of fans kind of view it as a Eau Claire lacrosse rivalry and such. But how do you kind of preview this upcoming series with lacrosse?
It's tough when you haven't seen them play yet.
Yeah.
Of how talented they are. I think our whole division is pretty equal, knowing that our records are pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
Lacrosse came out to a really hot start of 5-0, and then they've kind of fizzled down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we didn't start 5-0. So we'll be competitive. I think it all comes down to starting pitching. Riley Fisher goes today. Bryce Ayer goes tomorrow. Both are really good pitchers. So, Riley hasn't had the best ERA, but he's a very professional and good pitcher. So, it really comes down to that first and see where we kind of, figure things out. Hopefully we can hit. I mean, last night we didn't hit very well. Mm-hmm. We still won the game, but we didn't hit very well. Mm-hmm. I really put pride in not striking out, and we struck out way too many times yesterday. So hopefully we can put more balls in play and figure things out.
Going back to last Thursday, Wednesday night and Thursday, when it's rare, but when a game gets called, due to rain, and then you got to play a doubleheader, how much does that change for your preparation and maybe a game plan, knowing that you got to play two games, and then the first game actually goes an extra inning too,
right?
In 8 innings. But does that change your preparation at all? Does it make it more difficult in managing pitchers, or is it just kind of delay maybe the game plan that you originally had?
As of right now, no. Just because I have a lot of pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the year, it definitely would.
Mm-hmm.
When you're scrambling to try to find players that are quality enough to play in the league. So, you have an opportunity to sign basically 50 players to help you out in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 35 full roster players, and then you have 15 temporary players. So you have 50 full players of trying to figure out how this is all going to work, of making sure that people stay all summer long. So right now we are really have a huge amount of depth on the mound. So that doesn't hinder us on an early rain out right now. But
Mm-hmm.
there's been years that we don't even have that for early in the season. The doubleheader on Wednesday, the split doubleheaders is a tough day.
Mm-hmm.
One is you start at noon and you end up at 12 o'clock at night, basically is what happens. And they have no time to go lift, get workout in, and do those things. So Wednesday, the split doubleheader, the scheduled doubleheaders are really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Something I know the league really likes to have because they want their 72 games in total. But it's really hard on staff and on college kids.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we still have the depth of position-wise too, where we can give people rest.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the league and such, I mean, earlier on, just the growth, but then Field of Dreams is going to be having a team in that too. I mean,
Right.
All-Star Game's going to be down there. I mean, from your perspective of over all the years that you've been involved with the league and seeing where it's at now, I mean, the easy question, a lot of people say, well, could you ever see this happening and that? But I mean, kind of maybe, assess what it's been like these last few years of immense growth for this league.
Sure. Well, I know one thing. The All-Star Games has always been, who's going to host it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at Field of Dreams and you're playing at the MLB made ballpark there, that's where the All-Star Game should be played every year.
Mm-hmm.
If we can swing that, that would be huge for everybody in this league. Who wouldn't want to play there?
Right.
I've been there several times when I was coaching at Viterbo to drive by Dyersville and stop in and see the ballpark and see the cornfield and everything else. And it's a really cool thing. The house is still standing. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now they build a field right next to it that is major league quality, where we're going to have a major league game there and then have a Northwest League team there. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that is so pumped up with every kid. Who wouldn't want to be there?
Right.
Now, I don't know how many kids watch Field of Dreams anymore, but every bus should have it on to understand what this is.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty cool thing for the Northwest League.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, my kid watched it, and that's got him asking, because he's like, oh, what's this? And then, but it gets him asking, well, who's Shoeless Joe? And so the history part of that. So that's what kind of got him going.
Absolutely.
With that too. So,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that's a movie that changes when you actually have, from when you're a kid watching it to when you grow up and you're a dad yourself.
Sure.
It changes that
Absolutely.
that mindset a bit. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Also, too, with the Express, you got some camps going on, too, with some of the players. So speaking of younger players, younger kids out there, and, now they're not in school and such, and
Right.
it is baseball season, Little League season with Momentum and the Express. The first one's coming up tomorrow, but you got some Express players that are going to be helping out with some clinics.
Yeah, we got, Matthew Mullick, we got CJ, we have Brock Adamson, who's doing the first ones, along with my coach, Easton Petrie. So we should be fully stacked with coaches. It's an opportunity. We've done this for 4 years now. It's an opportunity for the kids to make, or our players to make more money in town, to have spending money. So, everywhere we go, they want to stop at a gas station. So it's an opportunity for them to make a little bit of money of trying to get some spending money. So we try to rotate players like that to make sure that they have, access to making a little bit of money here in town. And it's a great thing for kids in the area. I know Hudson's going. So, so I think that's just exciting for them to get to know the players too.
Yeah, you talked about a little bit earlier about the interacting with the younger fans, right? And this is another opportunity for those young baseball players to not only get better, but to interact with some of those players that they get to watch out on the field at Carson Park.
Absolutely. Hopefully they get to bond a little bit and want to come see them play. That's the whole thing. So Brock is the only pitcher that is coming in, is the one I was talking about earlier, that throws really hard and just a really good person. So, yeah, we should be fully equipped with players to help them out.
Well, you talk about pitching, and I know I'm keeping you a little long here, but I want to, because everybody's in Miz fever right now with Jacob Mizorowski and
who isn't
right with 104, 105 miles per hour and that. And I was like, kind of talking about Steph Curry's made such a big, transcendent player in basketball, because now all the kids want to shoot 30-footers, 35-footers and that. My one concern would be okay, do these little leaguers now just want to go out there and throw fastballs like a Jacob Mizorowski and such, because power. And not everybody is going to be 6'7" and can throw like a Jacob Mizorowski. But from your area, do you find that with younger players, when it comes to pitching, that a lot of them just focus on trying to throw as hard as that they can absolutely go out there and do?
I got a stat the other day from the Texas Tech pitching coach, and said that there's 40% of the pitchers in minor leagues that are having Tommy John.
Oh, man.
So, there's a lot of, your arm can only go so fast. Yeah, it depends on your size, depends on your arm whip and everything else, but the ball can only go as fast as your arm can throw it. So we have so many injuries at young ages that we have to be careful. You're right. The Miz is unbelievable. He is 100 miles an hour. He throw strikes. He's tall, thin, good arm whip. It's like talking about Aaron Judge, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to hit like Aaron Judge, but not everyone's 6'9", 300 pounds. I'm sure he's not 300 pounds, but 260, right?
Right, yeah.
His fly balls are home runs that they don't understand. So we can't teach that. That's really hard to teach. So those are things that people don't realize, that, we can hit like Aaron Judge and try to hit like Aaron Judge, but you're not that size of Aaron Judge. So that's where all the launch angle comes in and everything else. But when it comes to the Miz, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Guys like him, Roger Clemens back in the day, Nolan Ryan back in the day, those guys are built really, really well and have always thrown, for strikes their whole careers. He is really fun to watch. Everybody tells me, "Did you see his line last night? And it's exciting, and it's across the whole country right now. Of what he's doing. So the unfortunate problem is in baseball is that he's still a arbitration eligible player. Rather than signing for a lot of dollars that he deserves. So hopefully Milwaukee can figure it out and pay him for what he's worth before he blows it all out.
I agree.
Because I'm hoping he never does that, but you never know.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are just kind of assuming that eventually it's going to happen, which I hate to think about, but
of course.
That's why I'm trying to just focus on the moment. And,
right. It's all about the moment.
Yeah.
And he's so good right now. It's fun. You have to watch it. You just have to watch it. He's just remarkable.
Yeah.
So hopefully he stays healthy and he's young, right? So hopefully he does all the right things.
Right.
Some younger ones just still want to, live life a little bit to the fullest.
Yep.
So hopefully he's smart enough to figure out what's right with his arm and keep it healthy.
That's, when I look, and I mentioned this a few times, like in the last couple of months, when I look at Major League Baseball and I see like the faces of the league, whether it's Ohtani or Judge, it just feels like those are like, I use the phrase, I don't want to like them because they play for the Dodgers or the Yankees, but they seem like such stand-up superstars. Like they do it the right way. Paul Skeens does it,
Right.
All these guys, they're not about show, spotlights on me and that sort of thing. And I just appreciate that I feel like baseball's in a good spot to have their superstars be those type of personalities.
Yeah,
it seems
I agree. I agree. They don't ever really talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the positive about everything is that they always talk about team.
Yep.
And I tell every kid that wants to play college baseball, if a college coach calls you, talk about team first. Don't talk about yourself. Mm-hmm. It's about what team wants to do because not every kid's going to play college baseball. Not every kid's even going to be on a team. But if you're a really good teammate, there's always a spot for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's extremely important to understand that it's teams first.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, looking ahead to the schedule, you got lacrosse tonight and tomorrow, and then, as you mentioned, the doubleheader against Wausau coming to town on Wednesday. So,
and Wausau's very good. Mm-hmm. So we got our work cut out for us of being competitive and just play good baseball, and hopefully we come out on top.
Right. So, and then a quick trip to Duluth, but then you're back for Father's Day weekend.
Right.
So, dads or parents, or I should say kids, if you're looking to take dad somewhere, got plenty of opportunities for some games at the Express. So, you can check them out, get your tickets online at Eau Claire Express through the Eau Claire Express. That's the place to go, not secondary markets.
Right. No secondary.
No secondary. Get them through the Eau Claire Express. So, Dale, we could probably talk for another hour.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball.
For sure.
So, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out for a little bit, bud. So,
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Back with plenty more coming up after these few words. So we had a couple of champions crowned this past weekend. We had the Knicks getting the NBA championship, and then Carolina getting a Stanley Cup final, last night. So that's the end of our winter sports ending on that. So now we move on to Giannis Watch to see what happens here. So got World Cup also going on. So if you've been kind of into that and paying attention to that. So for Team USA, let me kind of look at. So they are going to be back in action. It looks like on Friday against Australia. So, and then is it Turkey next Thursday? But anybody first few days into the World Cup, thumbs up, thumbs down? You feeling it? Feel good? All that, whatever. Yeah. No, I was watching a little bit. of it, trying to get into it more. I know I'm not the biggest soccer fan, and a lot of it is, I don't know if I'm trying to get into it a little bit more. So, but I enjoyed it Friday night. I was between that and the Mizorowski thing. I mean, Jacob Mizorowski's game was, Jacob Mizorowski's game on Wednesday. I'm choking up here. Was getting most of my attention, but just, I had the other eye on towards what Team USA was doing in the World Cup. So, but yeah, I thought it was good. That's all I got to say about that, I guess, at this point. So, but it looks like a lot of you are going. It's between Mizorowski and Ohtani for our informal poll. Who's the most dominating player in Major League Baseball? Honestly, if you did pick Ohtani, I couldn't argue with you too much. You got a guy that's doing it from both sides. He's pitching incredibly well. He's back to hitting at Ohtani levels. He's But call me a homer. I don't care. Call me a homer. Right now, if I were to rank him, I got to go with Miz. That's what he's doing is dominating. He's dominating hitters every 5-6 days when he's up. The opponents are probably just like shaking in their boots, maybe asking their manager, Skipper, can I get the off day today? That guy is amazing. I can't wait to talk to Ty from Slab Factory on Wednesday because I'm curious to know what the value of his cards, if the market is just like going to explode or has exploded since Friday and such. Because after Friday, I'll admit it, I went on eBay and started looking up Mizorowski's cards to see if there was anything just to kind of load up on. But I'd be curious to get it from the expert himself. And like after a game like that, how much that market exploded and will continue to explode. Like where does Mizorowski cards kind of rank compared to some of the other top ones, whether it's Ohtani or Paul Skeens in the market? Because I would have to imagine after a performance like that, that would have to be like, it's like the stock market. I would imagine there had to be just this big bump in value. You know what? I got to write down another question too. Just thought of it, so bear with me here. All right. So, again, tomorrow or today we don't have a Brewers game, so a little bit of an off day. But tomorrow begins another series, another tough series here for the Brew Crew, going up against the Guardians. The series of Manager of the Year, Stephen Vogt, Pat Murphy. If you're looking at, really quick, the latest power rankings from MLB.com, no change within the top four. It's still Braves. It's still Dodgers at 2. And Brewers at 3. Says, are you tired of hearing about Jacob Mizorowski's all-time start against the Phillies on Friday? I certainly am not. The great Sarah Langs wrote up 13 facts and stats from the start, and they're all jaw-dropping. Here are my favorite 2, and we went through those 13 in the first hour. Mizorowski became the third pitcher with at least 15 strikeouts and no more than one base runner in a shutout since at least 1900. Mizorowski threw 58 pitches, at least 100 miles per hour, besting his May 25th, 2026 start for the most in a game under tracking. He has each of the 3 highest totals in the list, and they're 3 of his last 4 starts. That's right. He's getting better every start. Look out. You know, was the thing for me too, and this is where my mind went, and I don't know if a guy like Mizorowski or any athlete would think about this, but he faced the minimum in that game, okay? 27 hitters. Schwarber got a single, then it was double play after that. My mind, after the oohing and the eyeing and the like, holy buckets, my mind went to, gosh darn it, one hit away from a perfect game. One hit. Did that cross Mizorowski's mind? Has it crossed his mind since then? Like, one hit away from a perfect game. One hit. Had everything else. No walks, 27 batters. 15 strikeouts, nowhere. One measly hit away. Like, come on. But it's still, that's where I think it benefits a guy like Jacob Mizorowski and these pitchers. They get these days off in between their next starts to maybe calm down. You know, live in the moment at that moment. Maybe have a little hangover the next day. But you get time to just kind of come off that high, regroup, resettle, refocus for your next start. Because we've seen it in other sports. We've seen it in other games or athletes. You know, you have a really good performance one night or whatever it may be, and then, you know, you kind of like, there's a little bit of a letdown. I think it benefits a guy like Mizorowski who plays with so much passion and energy and excitement and enthusiasm and all the above to have those built-in off days so he can calm down, chillax a little bit, open up some Pokemon cards, and then kind of refocus, regroup for his next start. Which I would assume when we look at the upcoming Brewers schedule, we know we got that series against the Guardians. Mizorowski's going up against the Braves. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe he does get the Guardians at the back end. That's the first place team, but I'll admit I'd like to see him go up against the Braves because, okay, he pitched Friday. Saturday was Shane Drowan. Then you had Kyle Harrison, off day. Assuming Woodruff is going to get a start in here, Brandon Sproat's going to get a start in here. Did they announce it? Let me see if I thought they may have announced the starters here. Hold on. I probably am, but I might be missing something here. Just hold on a second. So, okay. Okay, yeah, we got Robert Gasser going for the Brewers tomorrow, and then the 17th, we've got Brandon Sproat, and then for the 18th, we've got Shane Jordan. Oh, yeah, we're going to get Miz for the Braves. Heck yes, let's go. So we're not getting Brandon Woodruff for the Guardians, but maybe we'll get Brandon Woodruff for the Braves. Okay, Kyle Harrison, Jacob Mizorowski, and possibly Brandon. Let's go for the Braves. Yes, yes, yes. Two of our top pitchers. Yeah. Not to overlook the Guardians because the Guardians are in first place, but I am pumped knowing that we're going to get Mizorowski and Harrison for that series against the Braves. Let's go. Guardians, though, I should say, they are no longer in first place. I got to correct myself. They're in second place in the AL Central. I got to give credit. I mean, don't assume. White Sox holding by the slimmest of margins, a 543 win percentage compared to a 542 win percentage for the Guardians. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games. They did have rode a 2-game winning streak here, but White Sox, the only team in the AL Central with a positive run differential, plus 12. Guardians are next at -3. That AL Central is so wacky. So wacky. Brewers run differential, they're a plus 112. Dodgers plus 141. So Brewers are second highest in the National League. Second highest across Major League Baseball. Run differential. Because you got the Yankees at a plus 107. The next highest one in the American League is, get this, Yankees are a plus 107 run differential. The next highest is the Mariners at a plus 20. Then it's the White Sox at plus 12. Rays are plus 8. Rangers are plus 6. That's it for the American League. National League, you've got the Dodgers at a plus 141. You've got the Braves at a plus 107. And the Brewers at a plus 112. So there was 4 teams, 5 teams in the AL with plus positive run differentials. There's 4 alone in the NL Central. The only team with the negative is the Reds at -58. Brewers plus 12, Cardinals plus 12, or Brewers plus 112, Cardinals plus 12, Cubs down to a plus 9, Pittsburgh plus 14. Brewers record against teams 500 or better, 13 games over 500, 27-14. Is that the that is the most wins against teams above 500? Is that the best record too? Just a quick scan before I got to take a quick. I think it is. Brewers might have the best record. So Braves are 11 games above 500. They're 26-15. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, 23-17 for the Dodgers. Heck yeah. All right. Another notch for the Brew Crew. All right, let's take a quick break. Back with plenty more coming up after these few words. All right, let's wrap up this Monday craziness with some picks, shall we? We'll start off with World Cup action. Spain versus Spain. Belgium versus Egypt. Let's go Belgium. Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay. I will go Uruguay. Uruguay. Ooh. And then I'll pick New Zealand. Why not? New Zealand. Let's go to the MLB schedule for today. Not everybody is in action, but we've got Miami taking on the Phillies. I'll go with Philadelphia. Kansas City taking on the Nationals. I'll go Royals. Mets, Reds. Ugh. Hey, Tobias Myers. We don't talk about Tobias Myers as part of that. What is Tobias Myers doing so far this year? We haven't mentioned that name in a hot minute. 1 save, 4.05 ERA, and how many games played so far this year? So he's coming out of the pen here. Okay. But there's another name that we really haven't talked a whole lot about this year as part of trades. We talked about Caleb Durbin and that, but he's pitched 33 and a third, giving up 6 home runs, 4.05 ERA. All right. So I'll go Mets. Why not? Padres, Cardinals. Ooh, go Padres for this one. I'm going to go Cardinals, though, tonight. Rockies, Cubbies. I'll go Cubs. Twins, Rangers. Give me the Rangers. Tigers, Astros. I'm going to go Astros. Angels versus the Diamondbacks. Let's go with the Diamondbacks. Pittsburgh versus the Athletics. I'll go with the Athletics. And then Tampa Bay versus the Dodgers. A sneaky good series. I'm going to go Dodgers, though. All right. That's those are your picks for this morning. Quick preview for tomorrow. It's Grind My Gears Tuesday. Brought to you by Toyson Ford. So think about it in the next 24 hours. What's grinding your gears? Okay. Think about it. Participate tomorrow. What is grinding your gears? Send them on over. All right. Send them on over. That's your homework assignment for tomorrow. What is grinding your gears? Got to be something. Maybe not a whole lot surrounding the crew and such, but is there something else out there that's grinding your gears in the sports world or whatnot? Not a whole lot to complain for baseball if you're a Brewers fan. But hey, maybe if you're a Cubs fan or you're a fan of something else, maybe you've got something that's kind of grinding your gears. Maybe. But if you do, get it off your chest and let us know coming your way tomorrow. So also tomorrow we'll start to preview that 3-game series against the Guardians. Brewers going to be throwing out Robert Gasser for the start tomorrow. So this is going to be a series where we got Robert Gasser on there. We've got Brandon Sproats mixed in there too. So we'll preview this series. Another tough test for the crew before they hit the road to take on the Atlanta Braves with another series, but taking it one game at a time, right? One game at a time. That's all we can do. And should be a good series with former Brewer Stephen Vogt and two-time AL manager, back-to-back AL manager of the year, Stephen Vogt, coming back to AmFam Field, taking on two-time back-to-back National League manager of the year, Pat Murphy and the Milwaukee Brewers. So looking forward to having some baseball chats coming your way tomorrow. We'll catch up with RJ Cardinal, all things college and Badgers related. RJ will be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour. Have a fantastic day. We've got the Express game tonight, taking on lacrosse. If you got nothing going on, head on over to Carson Park and cheer on the Express, taking on the Loggers. Have a fantastic Monday. Same place, same time. TDS Sports Talk Studios